Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have a Green and Black's thin chocolate bar. Basically, there's a lot of, it doesn't really tell you just what it is, but well, salted caramel. There you go. You can't see that. It says it in the top corner there. Gives you a bit of blurb here. Basically says milk chocolate, thin milk chocolate, crunchy caramel pieces with flakes of Anglesey sea salt. It's fair trade, organic, Green and Black's. I believe Green and Black's are a subsidiary of Cadbury or owned by the same people. So they're not actually as different as you'd think. Okay, so I think Green and Blacks tend to have done sort of not really very, not chocolate that you could just, you know, they do little tabs of chocolate, but they weren't really chocolate bars as such. So I think this one's moving a bit towards something a bit more commercial, I guess, if that's the word. I don't know, something a bit more that you could just eat, like regular chocolate bars, I guess, rather than these sort of special. Well, who knows? I don't know. Just seems a bit more. It seems like it's just a bit more of a presentable way of selling the same chocolate that you might actually, you know, it's a bit more convenient. I don't really know, but anyway, hard for me to put a thing on it because it's the same size as everything else. It's just a different way of selling it, I guess. But it seemed a bit more appealing and a bit more, a bit less. You know, it's not one of these small mini tabs that's neither here nor there, and it's sort of not one of their massive things. It was just a bit more, seemed a bit more controllable, I guess. Something like that. Anyway, who cares? I'm talking nonsense now. Right, so anyway, so on the back it says thin, delicate squares of milk chocolate with crunchy pieces of salted caramel. So again, I jumped on the salted caramel craze. I think I've reviewed some of the O'Brien's chocolate on the same day as today, and basically two of them had salt and caramel in there. So definitely the flavour of the month. You know, we'll see. It was Chilean chocolate, wasn't it, a few years back? So per two pieces, 25 grams, 135 calories, 8.4 grams of fats, 5 of which are saturates. So not the best packaging, I don't think. It's a bit plain. I don't like it that much, actually. It's okay. I can imagine if you had a few of these in the different flavours and they'd all be different colours, I guess. Then it would be quite nice and you could have a little library of them or something. And that might look quite nice on the shelf or something, but individually like this, yeah, I don't know, it's not very. I mean, I don't know what this is down there. Well, I guess that's the chocolate bar, isn't it? Actually, thinking on it, it's obviously the side-on view of the chocolate bar, which is not too bad actually. But you know, when you're looking at it like that, I don't know. I've seen better. Anyway, let's put it that way. Right. Okay. So let's give it a go. It's a 100 gram bar, by the way. So 25 grams per two pieces before is a quarter of the bar. Okay, probably a better way of opening it than that, but there we go. They're quite big squares, quite thin. The Lily O'Brien's bar was a bit similar to this, but the calories are about half of what they are in this. So I don't know why that is, even though they're about roughly the same size squares. So calorie-wise, the Lily O'Brien one's a bit more calorific. But quite nice foil. A few of the chocolate bars I've reviewed recently have had very high quality wrapping, not just sort of thin foil, you know, almost like wrapping paper. So perhaps you need to, well, I don't know, you don't really need anything too special, I guess, but it's a nice touch. So it's sealed, so I'm going to have to rip it to get in there. Okay, there we go. So that's quite a nice touch. You've got your 7 of the segments have got a leaf on, whatever it is, or a cocoa bean leaf or whatever, and then that one's got a green and black. So I quite like that. That's quite nice. And you can see on the back there's lots of little nubbins on there, very small. I don't know what they are really. Not really nubbins, but I don't know. I quite like that mottled look. There we go. And well, to be honest with you, I don't know if we compare that. Yeah, I think they've probably done themselves a disservice there. I think the problem is they couldn't have. It just looked like a straight brown line, wouldn't it, if they'd done it a realistic one. But it's not actually as thin as it makes out on the box, or at least maybe if I split it down the middle. Yeah, no. Probably done themselves a bit of a disservice there, but it's just for obviously packaging effects, so who knows. Okay, Right, ooh. So it's a bit, well, I've tried to snap it down on the thing there and it's just snapped down the middle, so that's a bit poor really. I mean, it's only a small thing, but obviously, you know, but again, I say that, it's because they've not squandered or whatever on the actual partitions, so yeah, I shouldn't hold that against them actually. Okay, so anyway, there we go, so you can see that it's hard to see anything in there. I think there's a couple of shiny bits. So what is it? With flakes, so crunchy caramel pieces with flakes. So this is very similar to the Lily O'Brien's caramel pieces one I did. Caramel crunch. So it's a direct competitor to that. So let's give it a go. Well, to cut a long story short, it's not as nice as the Lily O'Brien's one. No. It's the chocolate's not. The Lily O'Brien's chocolate's better than this. I don't know. I think the Lily O'Brien's ones might not be organic. I don't think it's organic and fair trade or whatever. I'm not sure. There's nothing obvious on there to say. So obviously, if organic and fair trade or whatever is your thing, then clearly this is all to go for. But taste-wise, which is the main thing I'm reviewing here, this one the chocolate just isn't as nice as the Lily O'Brien's one. I'm not going to do a direct comparison, but just because I've reviewed them today, it's just a bit too sort of dry, the chocolate. It's still quite smooth, but it's just a bit bordering on powdery. You know, it's quite creamy, but and the salt is a bit. Well, the caramel is that kind of burnt, sickly side of caramel rather than the sweet, nice side of it. And the bits are very subtle. You can't really crunch them at all. You can see one shining there, just in that corner there. And not very crunchy. They're very subtle, and I think I prefer them a bit more crunchy. And the taste, as I say, the caramel is a bit more of the burnt side of caramel rather than the sort of sweet, gentler side of it. Which I prefer the other side rather than this sort of burnt tasting caramel. And the salts as well. It's perhaps a bit subtle. It's neither here nor there. It's hard to differentiate between the salt and the caramel taste. I mean, there is one there. You know, there is a salty taste there, but it's kind of just mixed in with the chocolate, I think. It's hard to say. You just don't really. It's just ambient rather than specific, like in the Lily O'Brien's before. You know, it's like a crunchy salt piece, and it was quite. It was. You know, this is neither here nor there. Whereas that one's sort of like, yes, oh wow, that's a really salty taste, and it was nice. So yes, I'm not a nice bar, but I've basically in the same day had one that's a lot better. Is the gist of it. So unfortunately for this, on another day I wouldn't be directly saying all that. It might be a bit more. If I'd reviewed them months apart, it might be harder for me to just give that direct comparison. But the gist of it is, I have reviewed this just today. It's exactly the same type of flavour, and it's twice as good. But I think there are more calories in each square than that, so that's the only detriment to it. But I think if you are eating chocolate, you know, it's a treat, so calories probably shouldn't factor in too much of it as long as you're not eating too much. So yeah, I think yeah, for me, unfortunately, you know, unless you're a massive fan of organic stuff and fair trade, and that's literally all that matters to you. Well, not literally all that matters to you, but is a primary factor in what you get for your chocolate bar. And this one is the one to get out of the two. But taste-wise, there's no comparison for me. The chocolate's just not as nice. The caramel isn't as nice, and the salted bits is just not as nice either. It's just a bit too ambient. It's mixed in with the chocolate rather than salty, crunchy bits. Yeah, so there you go. So I think for me, still a nice chocolate though. I think a 3 out of 5 for me, whereas the Lily O'Brien's one was like a 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, There we go. I think that's my take on it. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that review. If you want to leave a comment or two, subscribe. Please do get in touch, as I say, with any ideas or anything you'd like to see, or any recommendations or suggestions. It's always good to hear from you. Okay, thanks again for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.